Hello, everyone. How's it going? I think, sorry, I got to adjust this camera. Got to make sure it's capturing the most possible. Dan's going to be calling in a sec. That's why I don't have any music playing. I'm expecting a call from Daniel Warren. We're going to hopefully pick up a little bit where we left off yesterday. He had to cut it short because he had to go deal with some family stuff. I'll be right back. And we're back. Oh, hello. Let me switch
Back.
this. He's back.
We're back, folks.
Welcome back.
So anyway, where did we leave off? Warren Ellis, no thank you.
Right, I think that's close to where we
Uh,
left off.
Mel Gibson, pretty good at movies. Religion, not sure. Religious art, absolutely. What else? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We covered all those subjects pretty thoroughly.
Oh man, how you feeling? How you doing? How's your day?
Good, good. We're making some good headway on some wedding stuff, so
Nice.
we're in a good place where, like, I think I might have the DJ and the catering like calculated because the budgeting was the biggest thing. So
Excellent.
yeah, yeah, I feel pretty good. This cat that we have adopted
Hmm.
is, obviously absolutely adorable, and I'm totally
Sure.
in love with this cat. But also, he is such a pain in the ass
They
because,
tend to be.
yeah, well, I mean, it's like I feed him,
Yeah.
and then immediately afterwards, he's like, "Why have you not fed me in many months?" And I don't understand how to make him happy. I think he's
More
living with
food.
that Oliver Twist mindset where he's like, I don't know where my next meal's coming from. Like he thinks I'm,
True. In his mind, he's still on the streets.
yeah, and he's, I don't know, he's getting more comfortable gradually, but because he's getting more comfortable, he's getting more comfortable being
More
like,
demanding.
yeah, jumping on the counter. He
I
got into
get
the
that.
cottage cheese yesterday.
I get that.
Yeah, but it's also
Well,
hilarious.
you're a good owner.
I am. I don't even know.
You're a quality owner. You're trying to balance the needs with the wants.
Yeah, it's a little easier with dogs. I find dogs, because cats are kind of inscrutable. They're like, it's like, I guess because they feel closer to being wild animals. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. I think
Trying to figure him out, but anyways, yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's just been really funny because I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background, he's just constantly meowing. It's just a
that's great.
constant. He sounds like a distant siren. He's like this constant complaint of like,
Oh, I can hear it. That's so funny.
it's cute. Like he's adorable, but like, bro, like I literally just put out 2 scoops of dry food. I gave him extra dry food. He had his wet food
Mm,
breakfast. What more can I do for this small? He's like a teenager. He just needs to eat constantly. I don't know what's going on.
just patience. Just patience. Patience and plenty.
Hmm, that's a good way to look at it.
So, as a former caterer, what are you doing for food?
Oh, I never really worked in catering. I
No,
think.
I did.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
I was like, I think you might be
yeah.
having me confused with someone
No,
else.
no, no. I worked in catering for a long time. What are you doing for food?
So we have our menu. Here, let me. I'll bring it up for you. I'll bring up the menu
Excellent.
if you'll indulge me while I check my
I'm
email.
happy to indulge you. 100%.
This place is good. I really enjoyed their food, and it was funny because I realized after we did like the testing that it was a very like George Costanza moment where I was like, "Do you mean I could literally just show up at any restaurant, say I'm planning a wedding, and they'll just give me like $1,000 worth of dinner just so I can say I'll think about it? Like that's amazing." Um,
It's a
which
very good realization.
yeah, it just
If you're
really
okay, if you're okay with scamming, it's a pretty OP strat.
yeah. And I'm obviously not okay with scamming, but like if I was someone who was unscrupulous and also very hungry all the time, this would be like
Oh
an
yeah,
incredible deal.
100%.
Let's see. Okay, so okay, can I tell you the things that we tried that we really liked?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you where we landed.
Sure.
They had BLT fries, roasted red caprese,
Okay.
sweet potato goat cheese bites.
That sounds very good.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Bacon wrapped poppers, which I tried, but we can't have at the wedding because it's not like kosher. So,
Yeah. Corey bacon tends to not be. Yeah.
because there's some members of her family that are still on that.
Sure.
So it's like it's so horrible to me that I'm gonna not have steak at my wedding, but whatever. Um,
Wait, you can have steak?
well, because in order to kosher it with the rest of the food, it would be a whole thing because meat and dairy together is like
Oh,
so.
okay.
But
I
we
knew
were
about the bacon. I didn't realize that.
yeah. I mean, steak is by itself kosher, but if you have it with cheese, it's gonna be a whole thing because
Sure. Okay.
eating them together is like to Orthodox Jews is forbidden because it's something God's really invested in is which foods you eat with which other foods. He really cares
Mm,
about that. And we were laughing about it at dinner because I was like, listen, I'm willing to indulge people to some extent, but like I love red meat so much, Venom. And the guy at the restaurant kept like taking me aside and being like, "Yo," he's like, "Hey, you want to try some of the steak?" He's
hey,
like,
buddy, come back here. Don't tell anyone.
he had like in a trench coat. He's like, "Yeah."
I see that look in your eye. What do you want? You want a ribeye? You want a flank? You want a little strip line situation here?
He was really, yeah, he was pushing. I didn't really understand because I was like, does he think that if it's so good, she'll just not be Jewish anymore? Like, I don't know what.
Some people do.
It's true. It's true.
Some people are that confident, you know?
I mean, that's pretty cool. I respect that, honestly.
It's very funny.
Um, we had buffalo deviled eggs, which I absolutely loved.
Excellent.
Balsamic garlic mushroom skewers.
Yeah, I've had those before. Those are very good.
Uh, I did not get to try their chicken and waffles.
Oh, I wonder how they did it. I wonder if it was like an appetizer version or a plated one.
Yeah, dude, they had a mac and cheese that was just out of this world so good. It was like
Mm,
it was savory, but it was also sweet. Like they did something to it where it was I guess they served it with a bit of sugar, but it was so good. It was almost like a dessert mac and cheese. It was so indulgent. I was in love with it.
that's crazy.
It was
There's a
really
food truck in Rhode Island that makes like waffle cones, like fresh fried waffle cones, and they put
oh,
chicken and stuff in it, and you can hold it like an ice cream cone. Very weird, but a very popular food truck.
what is that even like?
I mean, it's chicken and waffles that you can hold in your hand. It's unbelievably convenient, which makes it awful.
Well, it's kind of like a crepe, right? Almost like the way it's
Yeah,
served. I'm picturing.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think we're landing with the sweet what was it? The beet and goat cheese Napoleons.
Oh, so they're layered like a dessert.
Yeah. These are
What's in
all
between, like a savory crepe or something?
yeah, it's literally like savory crepe with like they had a bit of a sweet drizzle mixed in. Um,
I could see that working.
yeah, it was very good. That these are just the cocktail stuff, and
Wow.
then there's the entree package. So we landed with the where was it? Yeah, so there's going to be an eggplant rollatini for the
One of my
vegetarians,
favorite things. Yeah, love eggplant rollatini.
and there's a fish entree that we had that was really really good. Where is it? Um, yeah, so dude, they have a brisket. I didn't get to try the brisket, but man,
Did you put that on the menu?
it's on this like sample menu, and I was just like,
Um,
and he kept that was what he kept pushing. He's like, hey, we got a famous brisket here. He's like, I know. I was like, what are
wonder
you
if
doing
it's
to me,
wonder
man?
if it's smoked or roasted. I wonder.
Oh yeah. The corn bake was amazing. It was like a spicy, sweet cornbread, little like a miniature pie.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
one of the sides, and that was it. The Gouda mac and cheese. That was what we had,
hmm
which was surprisingly sweet. And Malka thought it was too sweet. She thought it was almost like a dessert, and I was like, I don't care. This is
Maybe they made it with like creamed corn or something.
yeah,
Creamed corn usually has a little extra sweetness that some people think is too much.
yeah, yeah. I don't. I've never minded it. I love it.
Mm.
But yeah, we got. I don't have it here. I gotta get the final menu. But we basically had a beautiful like fish entree that we're gonna be serving.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's gonna be really. Malka was really in charge of the menu, so I have to like find it here. But yeah, it was. I mean, like I was so happy with everything that they served us that I kind of didn't even care because I was like, if it's any one of these, I'd be happy.
Sure.
But
Well, that's a good position to be in. It sounds like you've got a lot of that figured out.
yeah, yeah. So now we're just negotiating with them for like, okay, like what would you offer for cleanup? Like how much
Sure.
would you charge if we just like had you work the whole wedding and all that stuff.
Sure. Are you getting a cake from somewhere or are they handling a dessert?
I think we might be doing cake separately. I'm pretty sure that that's we're gonna
Sure.
get in touch with like a bakery or something. But
Nice.
yeah, if you, I mean,
Don't make the mistake Dave made. Dave's wedding. He told the people at the venue, serve the cake and box the leftovers. And what the people at the venue heard was box the cake. So no one got served cake, and Dave took home the entire 250 servings of cake.
how could someone fuck that up?
I don't know. It was shocking. They just had an entire freezer full of cake for years. It was very good cake too, like very specialty thing that Kim figured out. That was like a layered cheesecake with like spices, and it was incredible. But yeah, it's very very funny
So you
and
get a
awful.
direction
But
like that from somebody, and you don't double
yeah.
check what he means. You just go, yeah, got it.
Also, who the fuck assumes someone says don't serve my wedding cake at my wedding and just box it? Like
That's
how
literally what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like they got
yeah,
that
how
direction.
dense do you have to be?
Oh man, was it?
But anyway,
Wow, was there a language barrier? Was that a part of it? Because I know that
I
that.
don't know. There might have been. Dave could clarify. I just remember it happening and how funny it was because by the time they figured out what had happened, it was too late.
I would
But
have been so angry. Oh man.
yeah, insane. What are you guys doing for a cake?
Well, she loves princess cake.
Okay,
That's like one of her favorites. I don't mind. Ice cream cake is great. I don't really know where we're gonna land. That's probably one of the last things we have to figure out. But
sure,
Malka is extremely into desserts in a way that I like sweets. I enjoy them, but like I'm not an aficionado. I'm not a connoisseur in the way that she is.
sure.
You know, so
Yeah, I get that.
um, so I don't know. I hope that we can come to an agreement on that soon. But we got a lot figured out, and we're feeling a little. I'm feeling more relaxed than I was the other day for sure. I
It's
don't even
good.
know if we're gonna have to change venues. Thankfully, we may not even need to because we've got
That's
enough.
great.
We got a
That's really
lighting
great.
guy.
I think the weirdest, most interesting thing I've seen served at a wedding was at my friend Erica's wedding. She had a mashed potato bar, and it was mashed potatoes served in a martini glass with like 30 different toppings that like a guy behind the bar would spoon into your martini glass, like bacon bits and corn and scallions and roasted garlic and stuff.
That
So it's like
sounds
a little
great.
fancy martini glass of gourmet mashed potatoes, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen at a wedding, but it was also very funny.
I was gonna say, it is odd, but I feel like I would absolutely demolish that. Like
Oh
you
yeah, it
said.
was delicious. But I've seen like baked potato bars, but I've never seen like fucking mashed potatoes in a martini glass. That was very funny.
Have you ever been to Potatopia?
No, I have not.
Maybe they're only in New Jersey where I'm from, but Potatopia was it was a chain restaurant. There was a couple that I saw, one in New Jersey and one in New York. There may have been more, but they were basically the whole premise of these like little pop-up fast food places is that you would pick a potato, sweet
Hmm.
potato or an Idaho potato, a big one. They would hollow it out like assuming it's baked or something. They
Hmm.
would hollow it out or like just kind of make room for it, and then uh, you would basically choose your how you'd fill it up. So,
That's so
and
funny.
then they would sell it to you as like almost like a potato to go. Uh,
That's so funny. That's literally a bit in a comedy show called Eastbound and Down.
oh, I used to love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, they open a potato stand in the mall, and it's like you can get all the fixins, and they just keep talking about fixins and just loading potatoes with fixins. It's so funny. That's a real thing.
It is,
That's
yeah, and,
great.
and I used to love it. I mean, it was it was actually quite good because you would go there. I'd be like, okay, give me like a sweet potato and then fill it with bacon bits and like maybe a salad, something like
Mm.
that. It's not. There are worse ideas for sure, um, but I guess it didn't catch on because I never saw it again. Like after that.
What I've been avoiding like crazy, especially dieting, like 10 minutes away from my house towards the Cape, there's a new food truck that only does gourmet poutine
Oh no.
with like tons of different options for what to put on the fries. And like, I know that if you're able to open a food truck that does poutine and keep it open, it's probably incredible.
Yes.
So like, I'm just pretending it doesn't exist. I'm just every day I have to go dead to the fact that there's a fucking poutine truck.
You have to just not acknowledge it.
I have to hollow it out of my brain and just pretend it's not a
Yeah,
thing.
you got to treat it like it's the Babadook and just pretend.
Yeah. When I drive past it, I just close my eyes and hope I don't crash my car. I'm just like, I can't. I can't look. If I look, it's too late.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. Someday I'll go there, but not anytime soon. Whew.
I don't know, man.
You got any Valentine's Day plans?
Yeah, she's got girlfriends coming that weekend to visit, so we're gonna do it on Monday afterwards. We're thinking
Nice.
we're looking at some really interesting restaurants we haven't been to before.
Is Monday a holiday?
Yeah, she gets the day off. That's why we're doing it then.
What's the holiday Monday?
I lose track.
February, so hmm,
Yeah, I don't even know what it would be.
is it MLK Day?
Oh, it might. I thought MLK Day already happened. No, it did. Yeah, MLK Day was the same day as the
Did it already
inauguration.
happen? Oh yeah, it was. It's January.
Yeah.
What's Tuesday? I don't know what Tuesday is.
Yeah, I don't know either, honestly.
Well, February February 6th, 17th. Let's look it up. I'm very bad at holidays.
I mean, yeah, I understand that.
Oh, it's President's Day. Why did I think President's Day was in January? Probably because of the inauguration. I probably got them switched because of that.
Yeah, with MLK Day.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's funny. So you get off for President's Day and then you do Valentine's Day on that day. That's what we're doing. Because she's got a friend coming from out of town, and they're having a Yellow Jackets party. They're gonna watch that show.
I see.
Have you ever heard of Yellow Jackets?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it though.
I did not personally enjoy it very much, but her friends and her love it. It's like, I mean, it's got an interesting premise. Here, I'll pitch this to you.
Mhm.
It's not really a pitch because it's not my idea, but you get what I'm saying.
Wait, hold on. Before you do,
Yes.
let me see if I can guess from memory.
Okay.
Is Yellow Jackets the show where like, is it a team of cheerleaders is on a plane that crashes somewhere and it's like Lord of the Flies?
Yes, they're not cheerleaders. They're like a women's rugby team or something.
Okay, sure,
Um,
sure.
It's basically the movie Alive,
Okay,
but just kind of like d- the girl version of it.
okay. I have not seen it. It
It's
sounds interesting though.
it's an interesting premise because it's told in two different timelines. It's like the crash and watching them devolve, but then the B timeline is them in the modern day because this all happened in the 90s. So now all
Mhm.
these women are like around 40 something,
Oh,
and
dealing with the PTSD of what happened?
yeah, and like slowly
Oh
having to go back
no.
into it and talk about what really happened, and a lot of them haven't spoken in years, and it's like
Oh
and
no.
it's been like a mystery, like because a couple of the girls never came back, and the whole first season they're implying like, oh, they ate one of the girls, and it's like which was the one that was eaten and which was the one that died.
Oh no. It's like what they tried to do with the final season of Lost, but they didn't have time, where it's like a flash forward.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Remember
man,
what happened on the island 5 years ago? And it's like, oh no, what are we doing?
Lost was. I thought that was a pretty disappointing final. I know that's not an original
Yeah.
opinion, but it might be.
I'm very tired of the mystery box, fucking Alex Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams storytelling method. It's very unsatisfying.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, yeah.
Also,
Go
they
ahead.
decanonized his Star Trek stuff, which is pretty crazy to have something. They don't do that often. They don't often decanonize a thing.
Yeah, they must have really. I mean, it feels like maybe they were listening to the fans because a lot of people who are big Star Trek people were like, I can't stand knowing that
Yeah.
this is a part of it. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, it's supposedly Star Trek got bought out by somebody new, like it switched ownership, I believe.
Oh, cool.
So maybe they'll start to make good Star Trek again. But
That gives me hope.
because did you ever watch Discovery?
No, fuck no. I watched enough of Red Letter Media's reviews of it to know that I would never ever want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I have.
I like science. Yum yum. Yeah, I love science. That's the power of math. It's like
Yeah.
the cringiest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I figured for you as you're kind of a connoisseur of cringe, a connoisseur of,
I am, but
media
it has to
cringe.
be unintentional cringe. It can't be glossy, high budget cringe. It can't be like if it's some found film like The Room or something where like someone tried to make a passion project and it just bombed.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if it's like corporate network trying to be glossy and it's just I don't know, it's more disgusting to me than funny. It's just like, ugh, this is so bad.
That's a good way to put it. It is. There is a. I mean, he talks about. What was it? Mike says that he just feels sickened by the show.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know. The only cringe thing that's funny about it is that it's I don't think it goes so cringe is like when something is so bad it goes full circle to becoming good off the momentum of how bad it is. And I feel like those Star Trek shows that Kurtzman did aren't bad enough to go full circle and become comedy. They're just so bad that you like get stuck in how awful it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this is just the worst writing ever. It's not silly enough to, aside from a few lines like "I love science" and like "This is the power of math" and "Yum yum." There's a few that are so bad they're like just insane. But every season's 10 hours. There's not enough of that gold to make it worth going into the mine.
Yeah. Well, also, I think some of it has to do with the age of a thing. Like it's too new. Like I can't. It's so obviously modern that watching it and how bad it is, it doesn't give me like pleasure. Like if I'm watching like something from the 70s, some bad science fiction movie, and everybody's got a bowl cut, like there's something about that where you can kind of get lost in, and you can almost enjoy it in a different way. It's like looking at an old yearbook or something, but something that was just made last year, and it's like what excuse do you have for how bad this is? Like how could you possibly
Yeah,
allow this? But I
there
mean,
was a oh,
sorry,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, I was
Sorry.
going to say there's
No,
an
no.
interview with Akiva Goldsman, who's one of the producers, and him and one of the other writers or producers on the show. They're sitting there, and I think they've talked about a Red Letter Media where you can tell it's very clear that both of these people just did a bunch of cocaine, like,
Oh no.
and they're like, and they were just saying like this is essentially like this is what we're talking. You know what I mean? Just
Oh
like
no.
have you ever seen that clip? Like they're both itching their nose
No.
a lot, and they both just seem, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what's happening in the writers' room probably.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
There's a comedian, I can't remember her name, female comedian a while ago who described the Big Bang Theory as blackface for nerds.
It is.
And I have a very similar feeling about the Star Trek Kurtzman shows like Discovery. It feels like the writers are making fun of the audience, like, oh, you fucking nerds, you like science, right? You
Yeah.
fucking nerds. Like, yeah, I don't know. And I don't like the appeals they do to like love and family and we're all best friends and like we all like there's no dialogue in like the old Star Trek shows about like we found each other out here in space and oh love will conquer everything. It's like what are we doing? Like this is
Yeah.
insane. This is so cringy and it feels like it was written for like the I fucking love science like Tumblr crowd. It's very strange, but yeah, I don't know. It's not bad enough.
I'm not familiar with that crowd. Hey, you know what?
Um,
Let me hold that thought for 1 second. I'm gonna have
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
I have to reset my internet because I'm lagging a lot. Do you mind giving me like 3 minutes? I'll call you right back.
No, man, go ahead.
Okay, hold on.